Welcome to
Howdy, hey. Ron, can you hear me, my friend? Hello, everybody. Oh, boy. Ron, can you hear me, my friend? I don't know if Ron can hear me. I don't know if anyone can hear me. Who knows? Maybe I'm just in a room talking to myself. Hey, there you are, Ron.
I think we're live, actually.
I think we are live.
We've had so many technical difficulties to start off, but this is episode 6. We got the 6-pack. So, tonight we are going to be talking about coming to America. But I'm your host, Ron Rigo. I got my co-host, Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Having a good night tonight, Ron. How about you?
I'm doing okay. You know, we got our producer, HavenShine. He's almost back from Puerto Rico. He had to stop along the way because he got in late. So he stopped off at a local establishment near the airport somewhere, and he's doing the show from there. So that's dedication to you. So props to HavenShine.
Absolute lad, Kel.
So we are HavenShine Reviews, in case you did not know. You can see us at HavenShine.net. You can go to the movie section, and all our movies and TV shows will be on there for reviews and a whole bunch of other things. So there's music, there's art, there's news, there's all kinds of stuff on there. So go to HavenShine.net to check out that. This is Rhode Island Broadcasting. So what you should do if you're on if you're on YouTube, follow, subscribe, then click that little bell that gives you an alert when we're coming on. Also, on Facebook, Rhode Island Broadcasting, click follow and become a VIP subscriber. You get a bunch of stuff before everybody else, including potential bloopers. And we know I'm making out of those. So we're going to dive into the movie Coming to America, the second one. So it's the number 2, not the TO. We're going to talk about the actor believability, supporting cast, screenwriting, storyline, production, music, and there was music in this. The background, which covers costumes and the setting, the set and everything. Entertainment factor, ending, and watchability. Will you be able to watch it again? So with that, Nick, actor believability. You actually rated this higher than I did, just a tad. You gave it an 8. I gave it a 7. What did you think about the actors?
I think this movie falls prey to a little bit of the what I like to call the Adam Sandler problem, where it kind of just seems like guys just going on vacation with a bunch of his actor buddies and shooting a movie while they're on vacation. This movie felt a little bit like that. I only gave it such a high rating is because the actors were good enough to take me out of that feeling. At some point in the movie, I started kind of just, watching it and sort of accepting it for what it was. But early on, I was definitely taken out by that. So 8 is a low score for me, because I like to score high. I love movies, but yeah, I had that problem with it.
Yeah, I give it to 7. Like the whole premise of the first one kind of destroyed what I thought of the actor believability, because first of all, like the character probably would have never acted like he is in the movie. So therefore that whole believability thing is kind of shot with Eddie Murphy's character. Not saying he did a bad job, but it wasn't great, but it wasn't believable. And that's the category. So I gave it a 7. I thought Arsenio Hall was actually pretty good.
I thought he was good. I thought he was really good. I was
so he did a good job. So, supporting cast. There's a lot of people in this movie, and most were returning. You actually scored it lower than me. You gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. So what didn't you like about the supporting cast in this?
I feel like there just the level of cameos just started growing and growing, and the quality of those cameos started degrading and degrading. And so that was it for me. It sort of took me out of the movie a little bit. In the beginning, I was like, "Oh, hey, it's that guy. Oh, hey, it's that guy." And then at the end, I was like, why is that guy doing this? Why is that guy doing that?
Yeah, it's like I probably would have given it a 7, but Morgan Freeman was there, and I just gave him an extra point, just because it's Morgan Freeman. One of my favorites. He's awesome. It's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I heard him, and I almost didn't believe it. I'm like, wow, wait, is that? Oh, it's got to be Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it's a voice. It's that voice. From there, it kind of takes a very ugly turn.
Yeah.
Screenwriting, and you gave it a solid 4.
Yeah.
And I had it at 6, and I wasn't happy about giving it a 6, but because there was some good things in it. And that's why I went a little higher, but there were some really bad things in it. Like, it was... The storyline, is different, but screenwriting, it was dreadful. It was dreadful.
Yeah, it truly was. My score is really low, and it's just the whole movie, for me, was... It felt like it was shot in one place, and it kind of was shot in one place. Yeah. They shot it all in one house in Rick Ross's mansion, and they must have gone in every room in that house, but you could tell it was in one place, and the story feels really stuck in there in that one place, and I think there's elements to the story that I like, little tiny pockets of good messages, but most of it was not very, all of it just felt fluffy. Everything was really fluffy.
It wasn't very creative.
No, it was not. And it actually suffers from, I think I talked to you a little earlier in the day about this, something called intertextuality. It overuses, right? So intertextuality, for anyone out there that doesn't know, is just the relationship between texts. In this movie, the text would be, the other movie, the first movie. But it's so heavily referential that it loses its own identity through trying to just bring those references up and up and over again, to the point where it even feels like those are the only moments you care about, right? And those are the only moments they want you to care about. Everything else kind of can fall to the wayside as long as we get to the next little joke that was in Coming to America 1 that we can make. It just felt poor. Just felt like poor quality.
Yeah, so if you're out there, you're seeing where this is heading. So if you're watching, you see it's coming. So the storyline, I actually like the storyline, and I'll tell you why. You gave it a 4, but to me, the storyline is not the script. The storyline is what they tried to do was really good. Like they had a good story. You know, it's like you have this son, blah blah blah, and all that stuff, and you know you piss off the daughter, and in the end it's all nice. But the screenwriting for the storyline didn't work, and unfortunately, the storyline was actually not too bad. You know, I think it was actually good, but they didn't do the storyline.
That you know what?
You know
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
my score is so low. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Like those are the little pockets that I like. Is
Yeah.
when the storyline comes through as its own storyline and not one related to Coming to
Right.
America 1.
You know, they kept rehashing all the same things from the first one, and
Yeah.
that's not what you want.
Yeah, and it got in the way of what could have, like you said, what could have been a good storyline.
Yeah, and going to production now doesn't really save it because I gave it a 6.5, which is probably giving it more credit than what it's due. You gave it a 5, another horrible score for the production side,
Yeah.
and it's just attention to details. They just did a horrible job. I don't know. I don't know if it was because of coronavirus and pandemic and all that stuff, but the production side left this on the cutting room floor. That's where all the good stuff is.
Yeah.
And they just they just rehashed.
Yeah. They
I'm choking myself up.
They get a few
music
points for some of the costuming, in my opinion. They get a few points for some of the some of the decorations they put in Mr. Rick Ross's house.
Yeah.
But they used one house, one location, maybe two. I mean, obviously we got some shots of Queens in there.
Yeah, they went to Queens for a little bit.
Shots. And
I bet you that chapel is probably in Rick Ross's house too.
Exactly. It's that really lost points for me. The just sticking yourself in that tiny place.
Yeah, because like they went back to Queens and really didn't go back to Queens. Basically, they went to the barbershop, for a scene, and they went to that chapel, and it was not really well done, to be honest with you.
For a movie that wants to be so much like Coming to America 1. Why wouldn't that be the part of the movie that you bring everything back? What you could have channeled the intertextuality in that part where they go back to Queens, but no, it has to be in every single part of the movie. And then when they go back to Queens, it feels cheap.
They should have did the wedding in Queens.
Yeah, I agree.
That would have actually been a little better. So, background, I gave it a 7. You gave it a 7. They did a decent job with their one set. So the costumes, of course, they were all there. It was okay. But it was just okay. So, music, I gave it an 8. You gave it a 6. What didn't you like about the music?
So, the music to me in any movie needs to be rad or seamless. That's it. If it's not one of those things, then it's taking me out of the scene. And I felt like the music was fine when it was like the traditional African music, like that was totally like the first one, and that was seamless. But then that like weird like rap thing in the middle with him and the the soon to be princess, or what should have been soon to be princess.
Oh, that was
weird.
That was a Prince song. It's Get Off by Prince, and they redid that.
I like me some Prince, but I didn't think it fit very well there. It was really weird.
It didn't make any sense.
At all.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So entertainment factor, and we both gave it a 7 because, like you said, there's some bits and pieces of this movie that were really good.
Yeah.
They just were few and far between.
Yeah, some decent jokes in there. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't sit there on my couch angry and feel like I was wasting my time. I was enjoying the movie relatively so. I just when you think critically of the categories that we have, you just see all these technical
The
holes in the
flaws.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes when I do this, it kind of ruins movies for me because then you start seeing things. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's bad. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I felt that a little bit because I usually am somebody who I really, really enjoy most movies because I can kind of turn that off. But when you're trying to think critically and you're trying to remember all this stuff, you can't help but remember and see those things we were talking about. You can't help it. You just can't.
Right. So the ending. You hated the ending.
I hated the ending. I did. I had my iPad here and that is gone. I don't even know what I scored it. I'll probably give it like a 4 or a 5. I didn't like it.
See,
I did not like it.
I actually liked the ending because I like the fact that, given, the screenwriting now, where the movie went from beginning to the end, I like the fact that he came around, thought about all this, but nobody thinks about it in like 2 seconds and then changes their mind. Sorry. But the ending I did like, the daughter becomes the one, blah, blah, blah. I did like it for what the movie was. I mean, if it was the movie that I wanted, I might not like the ending as much. Does that make sense?
Well, see that here's where I'm coming in. I think that the ending of this movie could stay for me and be a good ending if all the stuff in the middle was just done better, right? Because for me the daughter storyline, right, the oldest daughter storyline feels like the most underdeveloped thing in the movie, but somehow
and that was the best character,
the emotional center of the movie. How do you like? I get we're supposed to care. I don't know how we're supposed to care about this girl who gets no screen time, who gets almost no story development. Well, her story development is based off of a character who's supposed to be taking all her shine, and he does, and that she just keeps taking her shine, and then they're just like, "But you're gonna be queen."
Right. I wish the movie was more about her because she was the better character in the movie.
Yes.
And it was hands down. And I gotta tip my hat to Wesley Snipes because I thought he was really good in this movie.
I did like his character. I thought he played that character really perfectly. Like just over the top, but just right over the top. And
it was nice to see Wesley Snipes in a movie. All right, so watchability. This ought to be a dandy. You gave it a 6, and I gave it a 5 because I know I will never watch this movie again.
Yeah, I even think 6 is.
If I'm somewhere and it's on the screen while we're doing playing a board game or playing some Melee or something like that, and it's on the screen, I can live with that.
Yeah,
but
listen,
I'm not going to sit at home. I'm not going to sit at home and say, "Hey, I think I'm going to watch Coming to America again." It's not going to happen.
The funny thing is, I think I could watch the first movie twice in one day and laugh almost as many times both times.
Right.
Seriously. I mean, it's that good. And it has a special place in my heart.
Yep.
And so when I watched this, I was heavily disappointed. Exactly like you said, I don't think I'll be watching it again unless, maybe if somebody puts it on or if my dad is like, hey, I haven't seen it. I love watching movies with my dad. I'll probably sit and watch it with him. But after that, he's going to look at me and be like, why didn't you tell me this was this is not working?
You're just telling you wanted him to suffer through it too. So in essence, with telling you to stay away, I rated it 71.5. It was bearable. It was just a hair above bad. Nick said it was bad. He gave it a 59. So it is a thumbs down and a thumb that wants to be down. But Morgan Freeman was in it, so.
Hey, it does have some star power. I'll give the movie.
It does have some star power. Some. Eddie just wasn't on his game. Sorry, he wasn't on his game. Arsenio was. But he didn't have much to say in this movie, so. I don't know.
Yeah, Eddie wasn't at his best here, but.
So if you're out there watching us, and hopefully you are, please go watch Coming to America, the first movie, and then end it there. So
and
really,
if you're craving more Coming to America, watch the first one again. There you go.
Right,
that'll be
right. Or write your own fan fiction. Because you'll probably have a better one than what that was. So, but, I mean, it's time to head on out. So, again, Rhode Island Broadcasting, if you're out there, click, follow, of course, go to HavenShine.net and follow us there. Check it out. We got a lot of stuff. If you want to see a good movie, watch Extraction. We're not gonna review it on here, but I have reviewed it and I'm going to be posting it tonight. So, but watch Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. It was good. It was a lot of action. It's not going to win an Oscar for Best Picture, but you want action, that movie has action constantly through the whole movie. So go see it. Well, I don't know if you can go see it. If you can, do it. But if you're home, pop it on, whatever it's on. Use the IPTV that I got, and I can see everything. So watch that one. So skip Coming to America 2.
Watch.
Go see Extraction. But until next week, hopefully we'll be back in the studio next week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, guys.